I'm Mike Graham, and this is Lighting Insights. Today, we're going to be talking about environmental lighting. More importantly, how to try to emulate what you see outdoors, indoors. So let's go ahead and take a walk and see how that works. So we want to talk about natural lighting and how natural light works. So what better place to come to than a park? So we're outside in the sunlight. It's a partially cloudy day, which is pretty normal here in South Florida this time of year. And you can actually tell by looking at our subjects that they're pretty well lit. There's a lot of shadow on them, and that helps our eyes see dimension. The more shadow that we see, we actually interpret that as a dimensional change. This helps us define things that are from being two-dimensional into three-dimensional, and this is very important when thinking about lighting environments. So now that we've seen what natural lighting looks like outdoors, let's go back to our theater and try to reproduce this whole shot indoors. So here we are back in our theater, and right now it's a black box. So we're going to go ahead and reproduce our environmental look using three disciplines of lighting: front light, side light, and backlight. By combining those three aspects of lighting, you can create environmental looks inside of a theater. So let's give it a shot. So first we're going to add up some front light. So by adding in front light, we can again see our subjects. But as you can see, they're a little bit washed out because it is just front light. You don't get a lot of definition and they look very two-dimensional. In order to add some more dimension, we're going to add in side light. My theater professor used to tell me that side light is your best friend. And the reason for that is because it adds a lot of dimension back to your subject. So now you are seeing more facets of what you're trying to look at. It looks a lot more natural, and it's a lot easier on the eye. It also makes it a lot easier for your audience to engage with what's happening on stage. Now finally, we're going to add in backlight. What backlight does is backlight separates your characters away from your scenery. So it brings them closer to the audience virtually. This is a really important aspect when you're trying to let your actors tell a story. So as you can see, by adding all these facets of front light, backlight, and side light, we're able to create an environmental view. Let's say that your scene requires a time of day change. It's not a problem. Same basic principles of front light, side light, and backlight, but you're going to add in a few more elements. This is a really good application for top light. What top light does is it gives you an overall wash of your scene. So as you can see, we're still sitting out here with our look from daytime. We're going to go ahead and make a few changes, and we'll make this into a nighttime look. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add in some top light. I like blue and green because it gives your eye a nice transition. It also kind of emulates what your mind thinks is nighttime. I'm going to lower my front light, side light, and backlight to a lower level so that you can still see your talent on stage, but it's obviously nighttime. And the last thing we're going to do is add in some breakup gobos. Breakup gobos allow you to simulate shadows on your subjects in any scene. They're particularly effective in a night shot because they give you great shadow effects. And this is what they look like. By adding in those shadows, you have a lot better dimension and a lot better depth. In a night shot, this is important because you aren't using a whole lot of light to create your effect. And that about covers environmental lighting. Remember, the whole key here is front, back, and side lighting. As long as you have those elements, you can never go wrong. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Mike Graham with Lighting Insights.